This is Dr. John Whitcomb talking about the number one miracle food, fiber. Fiber is about the most basic, boring topic. You think it never makes much sense, doesn't help much. And yet, let's just delve into this a little bit. This comes out of a study done in The Lancet that reviewed some 165 studies done all around the world, 135 million years of data in human beings. Some of them were controlled trials and all, but nevertheless, huge numbers. And the net effect is it shows for out of 1,000 people, if you ate 30% more fiber, you would have 6 fewer heart attacks and 11 fewer deaths per year. That's a huge number. This might be the biggest thing you can do to keep yourself healthy. This is just enormous. So you can increase your mortality and your morbidity dramatically by doing that. Now, we've known this for a long time in many ways. In fact, it's sort of an entertaining story how it got started. The first Dr. Fiber was a Dr. Burkitt, who was a surgeon that we've named a cancer after. He was trained in Western medicine, but was hired by the East Africa Railway Company to take care of the native people who were working on the railroad. And he was trained in all traditional Western medicine, and he found that the natives didn't have any of those diseases. He knew how to take out an appendix and a gallbladder and diverticulitis, and that didn't happen to anything. He had not much to do. He was sitting around, and being a good Englishman, he was all about data and collecting things. Well, there wasn't much to collect, except he noticed that the workers had enormous bowel movements, so he weighed them. He measured exactly what they ate and how much poop they produced. Sounds gross, but that turns out to be the first data we had about the dramatic effects of fiber. And he comes back to Europe and he showed that and talked about that. He became Dr. Fiber. What are we eating right now? Well, in most Western societies, we're eating in the range of 16 grams of fiber a day, 18 grams. Folks who eat more fast food get down as low as 6 grams. So teenagers that are eating at fast food places all the time are very low. The recommendations are that women should have at least 25, men should have at least 38, and my belief is we should be aiming for 40. Now there's ways you can do that, but it fundamentally comes down to eating a lot more vegetables. Now the king of vegetables is, for example, or fiber-producing food would be ground flaxseed. But you can find fiber in all sorts of different foods, and the web is full of pages giving you details about how to get more fiber in your diet. And it fundamentally comes down to eating more whole vegetables and less animal. Now, what I find unique is we've been talking about the ketogenic diet for years, thinking that the ketogenic diet was based on eating more animal and fat. And in fact, we now know from gorilla research that actually eating green vegetables gets turned into fat in your gut. So eating a high fiber diet, again, goes back to the miracle of the bacteria in your gut, because they'll turn much of that fiber into short-chain fatty acids, which becomes the right ketogenic diet. Those short-chain fatty acids, beta-hydroxybutyrate, are the real miracle food, and that's what we want to aim for. What will work for me? Well, I'm trying to eat lots more vegetables every day. I've learned how to roast a cauliflower this weekend. Break it, cut it up into little pieces, put a little olive oil on it, put it under raise the level in your oven, the level of the tray, and then watch until the cauliflower starts turning black, and then turn it over, put a little more olive oil, salt and pepper. Tastes delicious. And get yourself more fiber. This is Dr. John Whitcomb talking about Get More Fiber, the real miracle food.